Rosy and Fizz, Rosy and Fizz, playing together, whatever the weather. Two best friends and the fun never ends. So come on in and play with Rosy and Fizz.
Hello, my name is Lucy and this is Rosie. Hello Rosie. Let's put Rosie here. And this is Fizz. Hello Fizz. And Rosie and Fizz have been very busy today playing with their toys, and inside their toy box are lots of clues for today's story. Shall we have a look? There's a kite, whoosh, some leaves, crunchy leaves, and a sweeping brush. Rosie and Fizz are sweeping up and we're going to help them. So are you ready? Let's switch to story time. And we switch to story time by making a big story clock. Can you make a big story clock with me? After 3, 1, 2, 3, a big story clock with seconds, minutes and hours. And pretend your body is the big hand and put your little hand like this and join in with me.
Tick tock, it's the story clock. It must be time for a story. Tick tock, it's the story clock. Are you ready for a story? Stretch up high, stretch down low. Wriggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Tick tock, it's the story clock. Hands up, who's ready for a story?
It was a windy day and the garden path was full of leaves. So many leaves that the wheels of Fizz's aeroplane kept getting stuck.
Let's sweep up, said Rosie. That's a good idea, said Fizz. You can sweep up and I'll put the leaves into a big pile. We can sing the sweeping song too.
Are you ready?
Sweep the leaves across the floor, up and down and sweep once more. Brush them, scoop them, make a heap. Are you ready? Sweep, sweep, sweep.
And as Rosie swept, Fizz put the leaves into a big pile. And what a big pile it was. The trouble was, the big pile of leaves started to talk. It said, "Oh yes, I shall be very happy here." And then, choo!
And all the leaves blew up into the air. Underneath was Hedgehog. "Hello, Rosie. Hello, Fizz," said Hedgehog, wiping his nose. "These leaves are the perfect place for me to go to sleep." "Hello, Hedgehog, it's you," said Fizz. "Don't go to sleep yet. There's work to do."
Suddenly there was a gust of wind, whoosh, and the leaves whirled and swirled in the air. And it wasn't just the leaves in the air. "Look at that big bird," said Fizz, "that's landed in our tree."
Rosie, Fizz and Hedgehog took a closer look. "It doesn't sing or squawk like a bird," said Rosie. "And look at this long piece of ribbon," said Fizz. "That's not a bird," said Hedgehog. "That's a kite. Look up in the sky." With that, more kites flew by, kites in the shape of trains, boats and dinosaurs.
"Oh dear," said Fizz, "but this kite is stuck in our tree. Let's try and pull it. After 3, 1, 2, 3, pull!" But the trouble was, the kite was stuck. "I know," thought Rosie. "There's a ladder at the bottom of our garden. We could climb up and reach the kite. That's a good idea, said Fizz. So Rosy, Fizz and Hedgehog went to fetch the ladder. Fizz and Hedgehog held the ladder tightly as Rosy climbed up. But the trouble was the ladder wibbled and wobbled in the wind.
"Come down, Rosy," said Fizz. "That ladder looks a bit too wibbly-wobbly to me." The kite was still stuck. "Let's ask Owl," said Fizz. "Owl will help."
As Owl swooped down, the wind whisked the kite to the top of the tallest tree. "Uh-oh," said Fizz. "Leave this to me." And Fizz put on his flying goggles. Are you ready? After 3, 1, 2, 3, flying goggles on. Rosy, am I clear for takeoff? Rosy swept away the last of the leaves from the garden path. "Clear," said Rosy. 1, 2, 3, whoosh!
Fizz twisted and turned in the air, and with a loop-the-loop, Fizz grabbed the string of the kite. "Well done, Fizz," said Rosy. And Rosy and Hedgehog clapped and cheered.
Rosy and Fizz flew the kite all day, and when the moon came up, Hedgehog snuggled under the leaves and went to sleep. "Good night, Hedgehog," said Rosy and Fizz. And that was the story of Rosy and Fizz Sweep Up. It's nearly time for Rosy and Fizz to go, but just before we do, there's just time to stick the kite, the leaves and the sweeping brush inside the Rosy and Fizz storybook, so Rosy and Fizz will always remember their adventure and they can tell their friends all about it. Thank you for joining us, and why don't you join us next time for another story? I wonder what toys we'll find inside the toy box. We'll see you then. Bye! Should we stick in the kite first? So let's find a new page, and let's stick in the kite. Bye!